doesn't matter what you want. I will succeed, whether you like it or not. I am unstoppable. When will you learn that? When will you learn that?
Again, Mr. Williams, I invite you to conversate with me directly. I don't do all this internet stuff. The problem is you're going after my family, you post my children, and then you mention my name. So you and I, we need to have a conversation. And yes, this is a forever problem.
It's me, Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer.
You are, you gay, growing up in Chicago, you just end up being with a tribe of people. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It might be different now, but when I was growing up, there were crews. We had people we hung with, right? Anyway, and I hung with people like, you remember Calvin, Lavelle, those are people that I used to hang with back in the day, and you see what happened now, especially with randomness of Vail. We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? Come to think of it, let me not bring his name up, because let me tell you something. He probably, he ready to. Where's the expose? Where is the expose?
Show out, run your mouth, pop off at the mouth. I do something called an attack. When you do the attack, you got to make sure you're real rooted and grounded. Look that way. Make sure you're real rooted and grounded so they don't know what's about to go on. You just attack them. You just attack them. What did I say? I said you better do what I said to do. If they think you're crazy, if they think you're crazy, they'll just walk away slowly like that.
Yeah, I stole from the church, Then, okay, the first time I definitely remember stealing was I stole from this lady's purse, a teacher at school. I was on, did I give it back? I probably should go up there right now and give a donation. That's probably what I need to do. It was this teacher at school, and I used to go to, what school was this? It was Douglas. I guess I was in House B at Douglas. I was in House A. I forgot. But this would have been like 1990. Okay, let me see. Hold on. If I graduated 8th grade in 95, it would have been like 1993 or something. Girl, that's so long ago. I can't remember shit. 30 years ago. Okay, that's how long ago this shit was. 30 years. So, I thought nobody even seen me steal that money out of her purse. I took $20 out of her, and I would take the money. I used to go to I remember with that 20, I went to the corner store and I got me some oatmeal cream pies. I got some vanilla ice cream. I got some of them toasted coconut donuts. I got me some tangy cheese chip. I was fed. I was still to eat. I was fed. We was poor, right? So I remember I stole from the lady purse, and I had got caught. And I said, damn, how they catch me? Ain't nobody even seen me go in her purse. But they found me. I had to go to the principal's office every day. And call my mama. I got my ass toe clean up. So that was the first time. The second time I remember stealing was at the church. The third time, this when I said I better stop this. I think I came to my senses after this, after the third time. After the third time, I said, this is, the third time I got caught. I said, no, I can't do this. It was like more like organized crime. I could have got a RICO charge. Let me tell you what had happened. I had this job, right? I told y'all this before. I had this job. I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Craft in North Riverside. Third? I know. Girl, I was a kid. You kids do dumb shit because they kids. I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Craft. It was in North Riverside, right? It was like, when you go into North Riverside, you gotta go past the Best Buy, and then on the right-hand side, before you go to the mall, there's the, it was Frank's Nursery and Craft, right? And I used to, I was on the cash register. This is what I used to do. So let's say you come and you come to the register and you do your stuff, right? You be like, okay, I'm gonna cash out. Back then, the credit card, everything was separate. It wasn't the same. So what I used to do is if your bill was like $37.41, right? I would charge your credit card $41 and whatever the cent is, and then take the $10 out the grocery store. Out the cash register. Out the grocery store, Lord Jesus. Out the cash register, right? So I would probably make about between like $80 and $100 doing that a day. Girl, today, I guess somebody down to the accounting department started doing a reconciliation. I thought you just started scamming. You a whole professional. I know, child. Somebody down to the accounting department started saying, "Wait a minute now, store number 672 look a little funny on the on the P&L." A day, child. I didn't do it like every day. It would be like, I'll probably do it like, if I ain't work, I was a kid. I wasn't working every day. I was only working like specific days. So I would only do it like, let's say if I work 3 days a week, I would do it like 2 days a week. I wouldn't do it the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, I did that. It's one of my fun. I'm not proud of it. Never said I was proud of it. Oh God, we thank God for deliverance. Oh girl, please. I ain't the only person.
Then that's what happened. I saw women.
Why you gotta lie so much? You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why. Every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go. Because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes. Knowing that you telling them lies. You been telling them lies. I asked you about this. Then you lied about it. I asked you about that. Then you lied about it. Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you a lie to his face. Damn, P-O-G-O. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said, P-No-G-O. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. Now, boo! Let's go. Start telling all them lies, number one. Let's go. Cause I don't believe that you say at this point. Cause all you do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Mama! 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 Mama!
What's up, good Vipo? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing either third shift show or worth the wait. Third shift show or worth the wait to let me know that you can hear me in the chat. It was not on purpose. I was in those streets earlier. I had a friend in from town and just wanted to, break bread before they had to leave. And it took longer than I originally planned, but also I then needed a nap. I'm getting old. We need our naps. So yeah, I need a time because this is, as I was doing the show, I was like, oh, I didn't pull too much into the show. But I was like, some of it, we just got to get it done. So thank you to everyone letting me know that you can hear me by typing Third Shift Show or Worth the Wait. Shout out to our channel members, Saint Center, B Hunt, Terry Bland, and anyone else who is there coming in or will be viewing later. This is a late show, so I'm aware. But again, it's worth the wait. Somebody said, "Child, who was that? Don Smart, child, the night shift." So tonight, what we're going to be covering is the unfortunate story of the school blinking in Georgia at the high school. It happened on yesterday, and I actually meant to cover the story, and I can't even remember why I didn't put it into the show. I just don't even remember what happened. But we're going to cover a little bit of that and some of the updates. It's still a developing story, very tragic and sad story. Then we have Jennifer Williams and her latest scamming scrub of a fiance, allegedly. You know, she picks a type. She has a type. We know she dated Tim Norman. She dated some guy who was a scammer and stole her car. And, you know, she was married before, and that guy wasn't the greatest to her either. Sad. Then we got a PSA on a scam alert that we all should be looking out for. I saw it while browsing social media the other day, and I was like, I need to share this with the VPO. You know, I like to keep you all aware because we like to call out scammers over here, and we like to keep ourselves protected. Then for the second half of the show, we will have Darius Cooks segments, and there's some developing stuff. There's some new stuff. There's some stuff we ain't talked about ever, and or I guess receipts connected to a topic that a lie that Darius Cooks has been telling for well over 7 years, even longer than that, really, when you really break it down. He's been telling the lie for well over a decade. And there's receipts that shows that he's been lying the whole time. His very own receipts at that. His very own receipts at that. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Thank you to the 84% of you who have said you've hit that like button and shared the video. If you haven't, please do so as soon as you can. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to myself and the growth of my platforms. Also, remember, we do have a channel membership that you can join. And with that, this one is the wrong image. But anyway, with the channel membership, you get the loyalty badges, as well as access to the special emojis. Also access to one uncensored exclusive live stream that I do a lot on Patreon. But if you, don't want to join Patreon or don't know how, et cetera, you don't want another place to go to, you can join the channel membership and you will get a sneak peek into some of the Veil Uncensored, which is the next level. And then lastly, please don't forget that we no longer, unfortunately, have the text community. We, however, are on Telegram. With Telegram, though, you will have to download the app. You can do so by scanning the QR code on your screen, or if you already have Telegram, you could still scan the QR code, or you can go to @VellB VIP. Over there, that's where I send the notifications about our videos, other updates, and then we have separate group chats where you guys can interact with each other with various topics: true crime, Darius Cooks, Tiffany Henyard, Big Brother, political stuff, all of it. And I engage when I can. So if you're interested in staying connected to our fellowship community, go ahead and join the Telegram group. Okay, let's move into the first topic of this evening. We have the unfortunate story of the Georgia school incident. And y'all know I can't use certain words, so I know what it is, but this YouTube, I can't say the words, which is crazy. But there was a 14-year-old at a high school, Apalachee High School, who was arrested for unaliving 2 students and 2 teachers at Apalachee High School. This person name is Colt Gray. He is a student. He's identified as a 14-year-old. He opened fire on Wednesday at the high school. And the thing about this story, which is even more disheartening than the incident itself, is the fact that he was already on the FBI's watch list. This child had already made threats online about what he ended up doing, and the FBI became aware of it. The FBI investigated. They sent out his local sheriff's office to his home to investigate more. They did so. They spoke with his father, who claimed, nothing was going on. All of his blinkies were put away, all his arms, that his son could not access them. The son, when he was talked to by the sheriff, the law enforcement, he was saying, no, I didn't do that. And he's denying everything. And they were like, well, we can keep him on the watch list, but we don't have any evidence. There's nothing, we can do. And so they didn't press charges or anything, and obviously weren't getting him help. And fast forward, we end up with this. So it's not a total, no one saw this coming. No, he told people, and the FBI got involved. And I feel like all of them dropped the ball, the FBI and the sheriff's department. At the very least, he should have, even if it couldn't be considered criminal, or in some strange way, maybe they couldn't prove it. I have no idea. But at the very least, he should have been, forced into some level of therapy, etc. I know the laws get a little wonky with some of that, but what they're doing now, after the fact, after people are gone, can't bring them back, they have now arrested the father as well. The father is facing charges for this. Poll question I'm putting out: do you think that parents should also be charged in situations like this? Because unfortunately, we are seeing these sort of situations more and more. It's disheartening. And for those of you who have children, I really, my heart goes out to y'all with the anxiety that seeing these sort of situations cause. On top of that are the teachers, who already go through enough at this point. It's so hard for teachers, underpaid, underappreciated, fighting students for their life every day, and literally. And then you have, on top of that, when children have to learn how to duck, cover, teachers got to block doors with desks and all of that, and pray that, they're not the next ones. But anyway, the father was arrested. They released a mugshot of the father, and his name is Colin Gray, and he is 54 years old. He's facing multiple charges over the alleged actions of his son, including counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree M, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. And why would it be? Oh, probably for the children who are injured as well. Yeah, I guess so. And then on Thursday, authorities said the elder Gray knowingly allowed his son to possess weapons. So even so he was lying to the authorities too, to say all my weapons are locked up. And then his son literally has access to them. On top of that, they're there because your son is making internet threats. So he wasn't taking any of it seriously, clearly. And so now he's being held in jail. The charges against the father is an example of a new approach that the authorities are taking to curb similar incidents. Here's my issue with it. It's a national issue. It's related to the government and them not passing the right laws to get rid of these, bring laws against these assault rifles and people's access to them. It's a twofold. This ain't no, let's just push it on the parents only kind of situation. Because some of these, situations could end up in the future be people, children without parents, or all of that. Yeah, it's crazy, but that's where we are. So another thing I caught as I was preparing for the show, so I didn't have a chance to dig in deeply, is as more is coming out about this situation and their home life, what they are saying is that They already had some issues within their home, but in addition, they were also basically about to be evicted as well. So whatever chaos was going on in his home added to this situation. Not sure if the people who were unalived, if that was targeted or if it was random. I guess we'll find those things out in the future as well. The victims, however, there were 4 who unfortunately lost their lives. Those are the people on the screen, and then there were some who were injured. They say the 4 unalive in Georgia are remembered as being funny and kind and positive, along with and those were the 2 14-year-old boys, along with the 2 teachers. You have Mason Shimmerhorn, I think, 14, had started high school last month. He loved playing video games and was, someone quoted, someone who was always positive and always looked at the bright side of things, his family said. And then you have Christian. He was 14, was described as a very good kid, very sweet, and so caring by his sister. The family also has a GoFundMe page for his funeral expenses, and they were quoted as saying, "We are truly heartbroken." And then Ricky Aspinwall, 39, worked as a math teacher at the high school, and he was also a coach of the football team. And the school's football program took to social media to say, "To our beloved defensive coordinator, we will carry you in our heavy hearts. We love you, Coach A." And there's also a GoFundMe page set up to benefit his wife and 2 daughters. That's a shame. He's already received nearly $186,000 in donations as of Thursday morning. And they also said he was at a different school. He was also a former teacher and coach at Mountain View High School. And then you have Christina, I think, Ermy. She was 53, was identified as a math teacher on the website for the high school. Her family also has a GoFundMe to support, saying that she dedicated her life to shaping the minds and hearts of students and the community. And her students described her as patient and caring. One was quoted as saying she definitely had a gift to work with young people. And that was actually a quote from her priest at her church. So horrible, horrible, horrible. Thoughts and prayers definitely out to everyone involved, the students, etc. Poll question with closing out. Do you think that the parents should also be charged in situations like this? And 94% of you say yes. 6% of you say no. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Next story we have is, have you been following the story of Jennifer Williams and another one of her bad relationship decisions? Poor girl, poor woman, rather. Jennifer Williams' fiance, Christian Gold, reportedly receives a jail sentence just days before their wedding. Now, when they were interviewed on the Carlos King show or YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, I ended up doing a watch party with our Patreon executive people with the intention of recording it and editing it to publish over here, because I wasn't going live over here for mental health reasons. So that's another good reason to join Patreon, because I'll go live over there when I don't have it to go over here. And if you're on Patreon, you would understand all that's going on with that. But long story short, when this was going down, I did cover the story, but I only covered it on Patreon and neglected to bring that information over here. So I'm very aware of what occurred. And when they had the Carlos King interview, it was clear that there were some discrepancies in what Christian was saying about his past, about his present, and his future. And that Jennifer is just gone. She's just gone. She's just going with it. But anyway, the details are current, present day. He was in court this morning for probation violations. And the issue was he has been on probation. I think it was supposed to end this year. I think he's on probation, and it was due to him being imprisoned years ago for DV of his ex-girlfriend. And I'll get into that story in a minute. Well, I guess I could tell. So what occurred was his ex-girlfriend, well, they were still together. They get into some kind of domestic situation in an apartment that they shared together, a townhome. They share together. Christian claims that they had both been drinking and that they were having a conversation about finances. They were getting ready to move, et cetera, et cetera. And he said he had went to the liquor store. He, got a little drinky drink, and he came home and he wanted to talk to her about those things. Now, the way he describes it is that they're talking, voices get raised a little bit, but then she gets rambunctious, and she decides at a point that she wants to leave. This is the ex-girlfriend. He then is concerned for her safety because she had been drinking while they were talking, and he wouldn't let her leave because he didn't want her drinking and driving. Now, a more wise person might say, you can't take the keys. You can leave out, but just don't take the keys. You can't be drinking and driving. And I'm going to call the police if you try to. Instead, he was blocking the exits out of the home. The way he tells it is that he just, wouldn't let her out, etc. But it got to the point that she was so irate and obviously in fear on some level that she was screaming to the point that the neighbors came to the door. He then claims that he decides to leave instead. Now, why would you leave when she was the one trying to leave? At a point, he decides he's going to leave. He claims at that point he leaves out, but then she, the ex-girlfriend, decides to jump over the balcony down about 3 floors to the ground. She ends up breaking both her ankles and some other injuries. He ends up getting charged with DV. Long story short, I'm fast forwarding a little bit. He ends up getting charged with DV. He said he never touched her. She even said he didn't touch her. The thing is, why she jumped off the balcony still ain't been made clear. And I don't know. I think it's Girl It's Legal. It has been covering this very well. She's a YouTuber. She made, because I think she interviewed the ex-girlfriend, but I'm not sure if it's that ex-girlfriend. I haven't been able to keep up. But she ended up, the girl, broke both ankles. She was wheelchair bound for a while, but I think she's fully recovered at this point. However, if you have those sort of injuries, you probably got arthritis and everything else. So I doubt she in perfect shape. The government ends up, or the state ends up pressing charges against him. She did end up testifying in his trial, but she was asking the judge for leniency on his part. And I think they were 20, 21, 22, like early 20s. He then, but the judge sentenced him to, I think, 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But sentenced him to 10 years. The girlfriend, said he didn't touch her, even when she testified. He was actually even talking with the girlfriend let him tell it. He says up until the day of the trial, and then they stopped talking. And he broke up and everything else. So he then owes restitution. Now, he served his time. I think he served 7 of the 10 years. He ends up on probation, which he's now serving. He gets, he's out and he starts dating Jennifer. The terms of his probation is, like most people, you can't just go traveling and leaving the state at a whim. You got to get permission to do that. He has been neglecting to do that. He has been in violation and called out for this before, and yet still continues to do it. On top of that, he's with a high-profile woman, and they're posting it on social media when he is in another country. So it's like blatant proof and blatant disregard for the terms of your probation. So on top of that, they are now engaged. For those of you who don't know, they got engaged a few months back, and their wedding is now on September 13th, like next week. He never asked for permission, and it's in Paris. He never asked for permission to be able to go to get married in Paris, to leave the country to get married. They didn't planned it. It's rumored that MTV is all involved and they're going to film the wedding. It's going to be a part of the show and all of that. And he got and they're production company puts a lot of money and stuff like that. They doing all of that. And he ain't did the basic thing, which is get permission from his probation officer to be able to do such things. So long story short, they get wind of it and he ends up having to, for one, they know he's violated his probation with the previous trips. And he's planning to do it again for the wedding. So he ends up in court today. There was a warrant issued that he allegedly did not know about, but social media commentators, bloggers, or whatever ended up putting it out there. And that's how he allegedly found out that he even had a warrant out for him for his arrest for violating his probation. So he went to court this morning. His attorney was like, yeah, Judge, what we asking is that you allow him to go to the wedding. He has his restitution, which is a whole nother story. He owes about $13,000 in restitution for that particular case of the girlfriend who ended up outside on the ground. And that was over 7 years ago, and she still ain't got that money yet. He made some payments, but never paid it off. So, but yet in the Carlos King interview, he claims that he's worth million. I think he said he was worth $6 million. Why are you not paying this $13,000 to get this off your head? However, he was claiming in the show, he and Jennifer was saying he owed $250K in restitution. So whether they've made that number up to make it seem larger, whether they have added in some other restitutions we're not aware of, or his child support. I hear he's in arrears with child support as well. Maybe they combine and all that. I don't know the details, but he claims to be a multimillionaire. And yet he got these little bills, because 13,000 is definitely little to somebody with 6 million. 250,000, you feel a little pinch, but it's like buying a car for them. Anyway, so he went to court this morning, and his attorney was asking that because he now brought his restitution to pay it off. Finally, nearly a decade later, he finally trying to pay it off. So his attorney's like, I'm asking that we give him grace, basically, because, he has this money, he's paying his restitution. He's been, although he, through miscommunication, had traveled outside the country and traveled, further than he should have, he's really shown himself, in all these years to stay out of trouble and blah, 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 and this and that. So we're asking that you basically take his restitution and then wipe away his probation. And the judge was like, what? He's here because he's in trouble. On top of that, it ain't that he's been living such a holy life, allegedly, since he's been out. The other side of this is that he has been accused of being a scammer with financial crimes. He has admitted to this, that he has this investment group where people put in thousands of dollars and he supposedly flips it and makes them more money through investments. The problem is he is not a licensed broker. He is trying to operate do the roles that a licensed broker would do with none of the licenses, certifications, etc. So that's illegal. On top of that, some of the people who have invested, a lot of them at this point, have been saying, hey, you know what, just give us our money back. And they're not able to get their money back. And so what he ended up doing at a point was when it started hitting the blogs, all this, bubbling up, that he's a scammer and there's proof and there's people who have invested in this fraudulent financial company that he shouldn't even be running because you can't do that. He then sends them a contract, a new re-up contract that none of them have signed, given all these disclaimers and disclaimers that he's not a financial advisor, this and that. But that wasn't what you were saying when you got their money. The other thing is the people who did sign up, y'all got to, people got to be thinking. You got to think. People who did invest, just gave them money. They don't have access to their own account. They don't have a website, a login, an app. When they want to know the performance of their portfolio, I was just on mine earlier today. I just dial it up, put my pen in, and I can see all things, clicking through screens and checking this stock and checking that and checking. That's what you're supposed to be able to do. Withdraw on your own. That's what you're supposed to do. Transfer. That's what you're supposed to be able to do. So when they want to know their balances or the performance of their stock or whatever that he's calling it, when they want to know, he sends them a screenshot. He get a text message from me. Hey, I want to know what my stock is doing. He's like, hold on. And then you hear, he do a little Photoshop mock-up. Send it to him. Change the name at the top from Deborah Smith to Tom Johnson. They all getting the same screenshot. I'm not laughing at y'all being scammed, but people need to be more wise when it comes to these sort of things. So that's what's happening with that. So he got this thing going on with the probation, but he also has, allegedly, they're saying the FBI is already looking into the financial scamming thing, which is why he started trying to fix stuff. He owes people money who have been asking to withdraw their money, but he don't have it. So he like, hold on, I'm gonna give you your money by this date. Hold on, I'm gonna give you. So it's a pyramid scheme, is what he's running, because that's how pyramid schemes work. The people on the lower end are providing the money for the people at the top. So and when it crashes, the people on the low end are the ones who lose out first. So that's basically what's happening. So what I believe, now this is my own opinion and thoughts around this. So they're saying that because of this wedding that's supposed to happen in Paris between with the two of them, that they're being paid really well for this, of course. And so the thought is that he's trying to use that money to be able to pay these people off before the FBI come down on him, because if he pays them off, then it's not as much. Maybe he can get away with the crime. I'll just put it that way. Maybe he can kind of get away with having committed that crime. Jennifer know all this, y'all. Jennifer's heard all this, but Jennifer's still planning to walk down the aisle. I just saw y'all, somebody saying Friday, the 13th of September is a Friday. So it's Friday the 13th. Oh, you're in danger, girl. Poll question I'm closing out. Have you been following the Jennifer Williams and Christian Gold saga? 64% of you have not. I don't know. I guess I'd be on social media a lot because it'd be seeming like these are big stories. 36% of you are following it. I'm following it loosely. Like, I'm aware. Like, the Carlos King thing was interesting to me. And because I had been hearing things, I was just curious of like, what's really the backstory with this? Okay, so today he did go, his lawyer tried what his lawyer tried. It kind of worked. It did kind of work. They pulled on the heartstrings of the court. The judge said, you will have to serve 30 days in jail for this violation. However, she's very kind, because what she's allowing is him to serve a couple days, and then he gets out to go fly to his wedding in Paris and the honeymoon. I'm like, honeymoon? When the judge, when his attorney was saying, yeah, and his for one, his attorney said the wedding was from the 13th through the 15th, I think he said. And I'm like, why is this? It's days? Are they trying to be Portia and Simon? So that was the first, like, ain't it supposed to be like one day? Like a 4 day, maybe? Anyway, it's supposed to be, he gave those dates, but I don't know if that was to throw the media off. I don't know what that's about. Or if they're having multiple weddings and ceremonies and all, I don't know what's happening. But they also asked that he be able to go on his honeymoon. So the judge is allowing it, y'all. There's, you get a little notoriety, a little bit of money. The rules are different. I don't think me and you, or me, you, and your mama and your children too, I don't think that we would have got that. I don't see it. I've seen people say my relative on their deathbed, my mama, my grandma, my father, person who raised me, and they like, you should have thought about that before you did what you did. So, a wedding? Huh? I mean, you lose some money on a venue and blah, 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 but you can always do that later. Can't nobody bring no relative who was on their deathbed from the grave. I don't know. Favor ain't fair, I guess. Is that what's happening here? I don't know. Oh, poor Jennifer. So yeah, poll question I'm putting in here. Do you think, based on what you may already know or what you may have heard from me, if you were part of the 60-some% who were not following this shenanigans, do you think that Christian Gold is just another ATL scammer? Because you know Atlanta is known for the scammers. If we want to keep it real, Atlanta is known for the scammers. So there were some comments from some fans on some of the social media platforms. One person said, Jen, this is a sign. Another person, Jennifer, please don't marry this man. And another one was, should have asked the judge to marry y'all before they took him away. Some people are speculating that they may already be married because, you know, when you have a ceremony, usually you've already gotten your license and all that before that. So they might already be married legally. Then another person said, dude can't even pay his restitution, but they planning a wedding in Paris. So that was another point. Like, how you planning a wedding, hundreds of thousands of dollars wedding? How you planning that in a different country, but you can't pay? Now, I did hear them say something about a $9,000 check today as part of the restitution. I'm not sure if that was an entire balance due or what was connected. Again, I don't follow it that closely. But if the court was waiting on $9,000 from you, but yet you got Ferraris and you Rolls Royces and all this stuff and planning weddings in a different country, something's wrong with that. Something's big wrong with that. You only paid this to try to be able to make it to your wedding. Poll question we're closing out. Do you think that Christian Gold is just another ATL scammer? 100%. 100%. All y'all saying that. Last one for this story. Should Jennifer still marry him? Based on what y'all learn or already know, should she marry him? Jay Sims is saying they sold the special. He owes a lot of people money. It's best to let him make the money so he can pay his victim. Yeah, and I guess that's another thought, and maybe that's the perspective that the judge was taking with it as well. It's got to be a fake reality wedding. I don't know. Jen be making real life bad decisions. Like normally I might be on that page too, but Jennifer, we've seen her time and time again make real life bad decisions and not just for show. You know, she's with Tim Norman, enough said. Say, hell no, stay single at this point. Donna Hammond says they are already married in the U.S. and doing destination wedding there. They aren't citizens there, right? Yeah, I don't think they are. Right. She dated Tim. So she's known for bad decisions. Even before, you know, we knew Tim was crazy. We knew Tim was crazy even before, you know, everything went down with him, the M for Hire. Poll question we're closing out. Should Jennifer marry Christian Gold? 15% of y'all saying yes. What? Why y'all, the 15% of y'all who saying yes? Please just let me know in the comments. Why would you say yes? The no I get, because the no is red flagging all over the place. I get that. But those of y'all who saying, nah, love wins. Please tell me what you think. What's your thought process behind that? Are you saying the man you chose or woman that you chose who had a similar background, y'all lived happily ever after? Is that what it is? It's based on experience? Is that it? Or are you just a hopeless romantic who ends up in bad relationships every time you turn around. No, let me stop. Let me stop messing with y'all. Moving on to our next story. Poll question going out. Have you heard of the new mail QR code scam? Have you heard of it? This I saw this on this is actually on Twitter, but I think it's TikTok or something. I don't know the source. I'll be trying to cite the sources, but some of these videos, people be copying them and then you lose the original creator. But this man who is a police officer somewhere, I can't quite see his arm badge, but he gives a alert of a new scam that he just learned about. He is a very handsome man. However, I will forewarn you that his voice sounds like he's been gargling rocks. But so if you can get past that, pay attention. It's about the message, not the messenger. But he's a handsome man, but still. It was a struggle for me. Every time I listen, I'm like, my ears. It's like nails on chalkboard. But go ahead.
Heads up what's going on right now. It's like a new scam that's going on. It's actually pretty smart. But scam is basically, man, if you get like a package in the mail, what the scam is doing, like they're sending like free gifts to people's addresses. I'm saying they might send a package like this from Amazon or whatever like that. It's not going to have a return sender on it, but it's going to have your information, your name, your address on the package, basically on the gift to you, to your residence. It's going to be a QR code on the package or in the package or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to scan the QR code, and once you scan the QR code, every bit of information in your phone is going to get sent to the scammer. It's going to send in your credit card information, your bank information, your pictures, your phone numbers, your contacts.
So he's warning us about the a new scam where they send mail to you. It looks like a gift, but it's like, scan this QR code to win your prize or whatever, or to get more information. And what they do, this is a QR code for those of you who don't know. I'm not doing that. This is not a scam. This is not a scam. You can scan this one safely, but it looks something like that. That's what a QR code looks like. So if you receive any packages in the mail from unknown sources, sometimes you got to be careful with stuff that looks legitimate. My God, I get scams every week at this point, as you know, because I'm on a public platform and my email address is out there. It is ridiculous. I literally have to pay attention to every email, and they be sounding so legit. And then I go look at the domain from the email address, and then I'm like, VellB at azq2937.com. I'm like, nah, not clicking on that. So you got to just be careful. Don't take it for granted just because, it seems like a legitimate. I've gotten stuff from major corporations that I thought was legitimate until I looked a little deeper. You look at the signature. You just got to investigate. It's a bunch of things you got to look out for. Says a little orange juice and vapor rub was straight out right. I don't know if that's his natural voice, but Lord God, I was like, oh, it'd be hard for me to have a conversation with him. Yes, it grabs all of your info if you scan the QR code he's talking about, not this one. This the one how you get connected with the people, with the fellowship on our Telegram app. Hey, Deshaun. Sounds like he needs to clear his thought. I mean, he could have had a cold, but this could also be natural. I don't trust nothing when I don't know where it came from. Yeah, I'm that same way. But I did have, it's like you also gotta, I don't know, you just gotta take it, pray and take it with a grain of salt, like case by case, I should say. Like I had some of y'all may have had like where they send you the medical, like take the at-home test for different medical stuff. So I got the stool sample one. I didn't ask for it. I didn't talk to my doctor about it before, but come to find out it was a part of my insurance and the way that it works. They sent this box. It was from a company that I recognized. Then I thought it had something to do with YouTube. I'm like, is this a brand deal? Like, I don't remember talking to nobody. What's happening? And then I opened it up, and then I'm like, start reading instructions. You want my poop? What? And then I researched and then found out it was, a legitimate, and no one had notified me. So it's good I didn't ignore it because, I also want to know that I'm healthy. So testing for stuff. So it doesn't simply take your public information from you scanning. You have to interact with it. We'll ask you for personal information, pay a small fee to gain your gift. Okay, that's good to know. But it's best practice. But it's still best practice. Don't scan unknown QR codes. Don't click phishing links. Yes. Don't plug cords, phones into random outlets. I have to say this weekly, so it's ingrained in me. Does that mean at the airport too? You said not even the phone cords in random outlets? When I'm at the airport, I don't even think about it. I'm like, click. Oh, a charger. And when I'm traveling, I'm desperate to get some juice in my phone. I'm about to get me a battery extension, so you gotta worry about all that. But yeah, so just be mindful of that. I wanted to give that disclaimer. What I am very shocked by, because as I was putting this show together, because it took hours, was like, oh wow, this is gonna be a long show. And we're already at the second half of the show. God is good. I had mentally prepared. I said I'm gonna treat it like I'm working a third shift job, knowing I hate jobs working overnight. I never did well with jobs overnight. Not mentally, I didn't really do well with them. But anyway, we're gonna do a quick little break as we switch gears to our final segments of this evening, and then I'll be right back. Enjoy the trailer.
With my eyes closed, it's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like chemo. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man.
All right, we are back. We're back, and we are moving into our last segment of the evening. And we have a post here. I'm put this poll question out. Hold off answering the poll question because I'm gonna tell you the story first, but I'm gonna put it up. So Darius Cooks, as you know, some of you know, has been known to do things for clicks and views, to just get attention, to clicks engagement, and he has been known to totally make up stories in order to drum up engagement, but he'll act like it's his real life situation. Why y'all voting and I ain't done with the story yet? I don't know. Is it just because you already like, well, if he said it, it's a lie, which is usually true, but you got to follow instructions. Why y'all be messing with me like this? I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. How we got 6 votes, 50-50, and I ain't even told the story yet. I'm still introing the story. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, here's what I'm talking about. So Darius Cooks posted, I don't know what day, I don't know when this was, but posted this post here. He said, and this is on his Facebook, I'm at the front desk. Got to deal with an IT issue. Been dealing with it for 90 minutes. This hotel sucks. A white guy walks up to me and hands me his bag tags and says he left his bags. He asked me if I can get them for him. I looked at him and said sternly, I don't work here. His bold ass says, can you still help get my bags? Sorry, my Capricorn, he loved to say he a Capricorn. My Capricorn triggered real quick. That way I spew those cuss words coupled with checking his audacity at the door makes no sense. Audacity and respect from a middle-aged white man directed towards a frustrated black male Capricorn never bodes well. Girl, what? This literally sounds like an anecdotal story out of a magazine article or something. What would you do situation. I believe she stole it. I believe Darius Cooks stole this story from somewhere. He's known for this sort of thing. Remember, Mel Ford told the story once of how they were on, this was back, I think, in the Periscope days, which is similar to IG Lives before it went away, before Periscope went away. They were on it. Darius Cooks does this whole deal where he's frantic because he's lost his car keys and he's frantic about it. He makes a whole thing about it. Did you look here? Did you check here? And I did. I don't know what could have happened. Blah, blah, blah. A whole spectacle. The next day he gets off and he still hadn't found his keys. He gets off with the D-Hags. Gets off. Mel ends up talking to him the next day or at some point. And she's like, oh, were you able to find your keys? And he was like, I never lost my keys. That was for engagement. He plays with people's minds. Why would you need to create a fake story in a allegedly real situation? This wasn't no YouTube video skit. This is him supposedly being transparent and interacting with his D-Hive as he does multiple times a day. Not quite as much as he used to now. He's probably got a lot of stress and stuff going on. He ain't been on there as much. He get on like once a day, if that sometimes now. That usually means she's going through something. That's just based on my experience. So poll question, we're closing out. And this is it. That's all I got on that story. It's just, as I read it, I was like, fake? Fake news? Do you believe this story from Darius Cooks is true? 23% of you say yes, you do. 78% of you say you don't. Here's the thing. Those things have happened to people in real life. The other thing for me is that it sounds like a familiar story I've heard before. Just even everything, how could you still get my bags anyway? I'm like, he got that story from somewhere. It was nothing even organic about it. It's very vanilla. This is not a real story. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. I wasn't there, and I'm telling you it wasn't real. It just don't look real. Yeah, so we close that out. Okay, 85% of y'all now. It's going up. I mean, y'all feel how y'all feel about it. I'm just saying. He lied about the most simplest thing. I know some of y'all still, you'll see by the end of this episode, You'll see why I'm telling y'all, he lied about the simplest thing. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Okay, good. I was like, oh Lord, did I pull in my assets for this? Next poll question. Look at us moving on through here. I only got one more thing. Well, the next one is long though. We got one more thing after this though. Well, two technically. Do you think that Darius Cooks is still scamming his followers with his mail order products? With his, and I was trying to be more proper in that moment, but with his as we've coined them over here, with his crock pot and dildos. Do you think that Darius Cooks is now being honest? Oh, here's a better picture. Do you think that he's now actually no longer scamming his audience? Now, we know he was. There's no question that he was. Do you think he still is? We know that the Better Business Bureau put out a public warning in 2021 advising consumers don't do business with him. These people coming out about him, it ain't fake news. And then still people doing it. We know that he has a history of doxing people, the customers who were complaining, giving sassy posts. We know he was doing the IG Lives customer service. That's because it was a hot mess and people weren't getting their stuff. He's, where's the order number? Tell me who got scammed. Give me their first and last name. You can't name. Where are the people? All that. She doing all of that. It was all a part of the scam. Do y'all remember? Don't let your memory be so short. Do you remember? Do you remember? Poll question. We're closing them out quick. We're moving. You see, I'm a little excited. I'm like, oh, this show ain't gonna be as long as I thought it was. But it'd be long enough for you to get something out of it. Third shift people, I'm not staying with you your whole shift. I almost thought I was when I first pulled the show together. I was like, Jesus. Do you think that Darius Cooks is still scamming his followers with his mail order products? 97% of you are brilliant. You have discernment. You use your third eye and your third ear. 3% of you, hey, hags, dehivers, you are welcome. Thank y'all for coming over here and supporting. Hit that like button. Share the video as well. Next poll question. Do you think that USPS actually sent this email I'm about to read to you? It's coming. I ain't even put the poll out there yet. Hold on. Let me put this up and start talking. Y'all start voting and don't even know what you're voting on. So Darius Cooks posts this. I don't know, y'all. I ain't put no dates on this. I need to get better with that. But Darius Cooks posted this. No, there's no date on it. I think this happened this week. For sure it happened this week. I just don't know if it was today, yesterday, or what. I don't even know if I screen grabbed this from a group or his page. Maybe I grabbed this from his page. I don't know, y'all. She has so much drama, I can't keep up. Anyway, yeah, I think I grabbed this from his page today. So this happened today? Did this happen today, y'all? Any of y'all who keep it up with him, did this happen today? Anyway, Darius Cooks posted this to his social media. Again, this stuff is mostly for engagement, but also recreating the narrative. He goes on to say here, would you respond to this, how would you respond? Why is my reading so often? I'm tired. How would you respond to the USPS? So this email allegedly, let Darius Cooks tell it, came from the United States Post Office. It's titled Misdelivered Parcels. The person says, good afternoon. I'm a supervisor at the Lancaster Post Office, I guess, California. I'm reaching out for a customer order number, and they give the order number. We did accidentally misdeliver her packages to the wrong address. And they gave the address. We tried to retrieve her packages twice, but the homeowners said they did not receive it, even though we had GPS, and carrier said he delivered to the incorrect address. I'm just trying to reach out to the company to see if there's any remedy for this. Since, hold on, I'm trying to put the poll out on the slide where I'm reading. on this, trying to. I'm just trying to reach out to the company to see if there is any remedy for this, since she is. I'm struggling to see y'all. She is out her packages and money. She is out. Oh, she is out her packages and money. The USPS doesn't have any remedy for misdelivered packages now. So the most I can do is reach out to the company and plead the case in good faith. I understand it was our mistake and the sender did its part. Just seeing what our company will say, since the customer is out of packages and cash spent. Thank you for your time. Sincerely. And he got the. Do y'all believe the when did the I hadn't read this. That's why I was struggling to read on top of that. My eyes are tired. When the goddamn USPS started caring about our packages, they went to the homeowners. Did this thing say twice? Yeah, I didn't know. I saw some commentary in the exposing groups, but again, I was browsing, so I didn't dig deep. We tried to retrieve her packages twice. When the hell is USPS going to anybody's house to say, hey, we misdelivered that. Do you have that package? And twice? When is the USPS concerned with our orders, whether or not we got what we needed, was misdelivered, and then they reaching out in good faith to the vendors we purchase things from, the companies we purchase from? He made this email up. It can't be real. On top of that, I saw in the group, I didn't pull this for today for us, but I saw in the group, with the exposed group, people were posting, and this I should have preferenced. I didn't preference. I was rushing to give us something for tonight, because for me to put this together the way I had originally planned, I wouldn't have got on until about midnight or 1 a.m. So this is an overview, and we coming back in another live, and I'm gonna dig deep, and I'm gonna have more clips, and I got a bunch of stuff to add to this stuff, because what we're looking at is this stuff blowing up in Darius Cooks' face. We're watching the culmination of all of the years of scamming and lies. It's starting to come together to put the clear picture together. It's coming together. I'm gonna leave it at that. So other people were putting in the exposed groups, they were putting emails they had received from the post office, and none of them looked like this. They were all official, and they were all very boilerplate kind of situations. Craziness. Crazy. Okay. My experience with the post office is they won't even admit to misdelivering. They just like, nah, we did the right thing. That's on you. You should have been home. Figure it out. Check with your neighbors. I've heard that before. Go check with you check with your neighbors. We ain't finna do it for you, even though we might have sent it to them. Do you think this this email is true? 89% of y'all say no. 90% of y'all say no. 10% of y'all. I'm going to give some benefit of the doubt that we don't have 10% hivers in here. Usually we stay somewhere under 5%. So I'm going to say some of y'all are not hivers, but you feel this is real. And I'm curious of why you think this is real. You think the post office went to these people's address for some crock pots and dildos? Keep in mind, this wasn't no delivery of no, I don't know, expensive jewelry or something, a sofa. This is crock pots and dildos. This is Darius Cooks wares. That's why I kind of think y'all might have been dehivers, because y'all do think this stuff is like comparable to Rolexes and stuff. Y'all think this stuff high end. Y'all Y'all ignore the fact that it came from Alibaba, and that literally any one of us in this live stream tonight could create the same cookware line, like all of us, literally. And we all put our initials on it, stamped on there. I could put my VellNito Reacts logo on there. Y'all could put y'all initials on there. There's nothing special about what she. The only special thing is y'all fans buy it from her. That's it. That's it. So, but maybe it's 10% of y'all who think y'all 10% of y'all think it's so important that the post office would also value it. I don't know, y'all. Y'all be confusing me. I look at the government letters every day. This not gonna make it right. This is a poor attempt. Well, okay, so what this is doing though, is this thing on? Because I told you we're going somewhere with all this. What this is doing is Darius Cooks, as usual, laying the groundwork for what's to come. There's something brewing. I had told y'all last week, I think I started saying it last week or the week before, where I was saying, oh, y'all, it's something going on with these orders. It's something happening because I'm starting to see more and more complaints about people not getting their orders and issues and stuff. And I was like, where's Tammy? Because Tammy was running the warehouse and things had calmed down a little bit. It's starting to look as chaotic and messy as it did in 2021. So that's telling me there's something going awry. That also tells me he's back to scamming. You got to keep in mind this grifter is trying to build a restaurant in another country with no experience that he thought was only going to cost him $100,000, and now he is up to $350,000 and counting. The way Darius Cooks operates is that when he has a new venture that he's going into, he creates a grift to fund that venture. Usually it's a new grift he'll create, but in this case, he goes to his old trusty dusty grift of the crock pots and dildos, hops on live, creates a discount code, and they clamor. It's 70% off, So now he allegedly sold, let him tell it, over 2,000 products, whatever, last week or the week before. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what drama she created to do a discount code, because that's how he operate. And then they come clamoring, drama, I gotta buy a cutting board, all that. So then we see, though, and this is credit to exposure is good for the soul. Darius Cooks then puts out this long dissertation. Where is it? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Y'all know what I always say about this. When it's long and drawn out like this, it's drama, and she about to lie. This how Darius Cooks, every time, and it never fails. Every time I show y'all one of these that's long and drawn out, an essay, it's something. She on something. Let's get into it. Oh, am I gonna be able to read this? It's tiny. Let me move it over a little bit. Now I gotta cover the chat. I hate covering the chat. Let me move y'all over there just in case. All right, let's try this, y'all. Oh, Lord. I don't even think I was mentally prepared for that. I didn't drain myself for putting the show together. Okay, let's try it, though. This is crazy. I swear if I wasn't doing this for y'all, I would never read this. This would never have gotten read. Anyway, let's do it. Time sure is filled with swift transition. I have to realize that my life changes, and these changes often happen. Or happen often, rather. I have never read this. This is a blind read, aka FYI. When my heart said yes to relocating to Bali, I always knew changes would happen. Y'all get y'all violins together. Put the violins in the chat. I feel it coming. Again, this is a blind read. I have no idea. I do know part of it, but I don't know exactly where all this is going. I just didn't know how they'd manifest. I felt like today is one small change. However, if I know me, my life, and my trajectory, more changes are coming. Oh yeah, clink clink. More changes coming. Clink clink. I get it. It's a part of growth. It doesn't feel good, but it's necessary. She should have worked for she should have been a writer for soap operas. Or Tyler Perry. For the last 4 years, whenever you guys place orders from my online store, I should have the USPS come and do pickups. USPS is completely unreliable and drops the ball often. Now, the question is, why are you continuing to use them? Because you are the business owner. You are able to use whatever shipping methods you choose and whatever company you decide to go with. If they drop the ball often and you care about your earners, if you care about them, why would you keep a company that gives subpar services? People have said, hey, why don't you do FedEx? Why don't you do USPS? I mean, UPS. It's too expensive. Y'all know y'all ain't gonna pay for that. Y'all ain't gonna pay for no better delivery service. You charge them $300 for a dining with diarrhea event. You charging them $100 for a skillet with no lid, but you think they won't pay an extra $15 or $20 to make sure they get their shipments correctly and can track them properly? No, it's because because we all know that USPS ain't the most reliable. We all know this. It allows him to be able to use them as a scapegoat. That's why he keeps it and has kept it. He's been having issues with USPS since the very beginning when he first started shipping cookbooks in about 2014 or 15. He's been having problems with them that long, a whole decade. There's a reason why he won't use more reliable UPS or FedEx or whoever else I ain't thinking of. DHL, hell. There's a reason. Because he gets to blame it. Blame it on the rain. That's why. With that, I vowed to take the transportation orders into my own hands. I hired a driver to drive and deliver our packages to the post office. That's how they got there. What, girl? You should have rewrote that. That was a little extra. The post office said they'd come pick up, and they never do. So this contractor had been doing it for me. I'm not sure if you knew that, but yes, the last sale with over 2,000 orders, each was loaded onto a pallet, pushed onto a truck, and delivered to the USPS distribution center in South Atlanta near the airport. Something happened and he had to change his billing. He was on TaskRabbit, but something happened and he's parted ways with them. TaskRabbit was great because the payments to him were automatic and I didn't have to worry too much about them. He's since switched to doing his own Square invoices and expects to be manually paid each time he finishes work. I mean, most people want to get paid when they finish their work. With my travel schedule and inability to complete micromanagement, that portion of my business just doesn't work for me. I told him that all of my vendors are on net 30, at least. I thought she's so rich. Why she got to put everybody on net 30? You know, people use net 30 to like float. That doesn't work for him, and he expects to be paid no later than 7 days after he finishes his work as a contractor/vendor. There's more to that story. You know, you got to keep in mind, Darius Cooks is always recreating the narrative. He's always crafting the situation to benefit him, to make the other person seem less than unreasonable. It always puts him in a victim mode situations. Hell, you look at the likes and stuff down here, and you see the heart hugging emojis. They, oh, Darius, oh, it's so bad that you have to go through this when you're trying to just move and live a better life in Bali, not because you're escaping, but because you're so great and successful. All that. This man been working with you for umpteen years, and he like, nah, you give me my money in 7 days, because what ain't gonna happen is you're not gonna end up owing me a bunch of money, because I dealt with you long enough. If Darius Cooks was that great of a customer making millions of dollars, don't you think this man would have adapted in some way for one of his best customers? Or is it like, no, you be on some BS. You give me my money in 7 days or I ain't gonna do it. It don't even matter to lose you. When you got a good customer that you don't want to lose, you make accommodations. There's more to this story. I don't know the details because, she created a narrative, and unless this guy want to talk to us, I don't know. Now, if he want to talk, send him our way. We can interview him and find out the real deal. I know he ain't signed on non-disclosure or nothing, so. Crooks then says, instead of negotiation, I realized change was okay. The guy didn't want to negotiate with him, is what he's saying there. So, told him that if net 30 wasn't good enough for him, then we'd need to part ways. He agreed and thanked me for 4 years of service, to which I replied, you're welcome. No, I ain't bad at it. No, Crooks line. Y'all see how he crafted stuff? Just kind of like the wet finger story he did about his cousin. I can never see the good in some changes until the why falls in place in my life. Then I'm like, oh, that's why God had to remove that. God had to remove it. Not your devilish ways, your satanic behavior, your get over spirit. That ain't what removed it. God. The devil love to use God, don't he? It doesn't feel the greatest, but I welcome the next changes that are coming my way. In 116 days, I'll say see you later to America and hello to a new home, Bali, Indonesia. As tough as it'll be mentally, I'm ready. It's tough mentally because he's being forced, in his mind, in order to escape consequences for the crimes, scams, schemes, etc., and karma, he's having to move to a different country, Bali, Indonesia. He's having to move to another country to hide out, like Russell Simmons. When y'all gonna understand it? This ain't why is she talking about it like she never coming back? Think about it. Let him tell it. He's a multi-millionaire with unlimited resources. He gets to live a life that feels like a vacation every day. These are words that he has said himself. Why he going to Bali? He's been there. He's been there 2-3 times. He'll go for a month at a time and come back. Why he acting like he can't still do that? Why he acting like he can't go for 6 months and come here for a month and live there? It's fine. Go over there full time or whatever and be here. But why is he acting like he gone forever? Because he's escaping. Something right. And is this also a forewarning to the dehivers who have ordered that something gonna be happening if you continue to order crock pots and dildos? This Christmas sale he gonna do, I'm a little nervous for y'all. Because y'all gonna still Christmas sale, Christmas sale, discount, drama. Y'all gonna be all into it. And y'all gonna give him all y'all money on them Temu payment plans. And then he gonna be gone in a different country. Not smart. Not smart. Not smart. Anyway, here's Darius Cooks explaining more of a little background of this situation. Well, this is some older clips because what Karma's a B over on, this is in the exposed group, ended up finding old clips of Darius Cooks talking about his delivery guy, who is now said, screw you.
So we'll have pickups. We have a guy named Rodney. Rodney comes and he picks up. It says your order is on the way. Okay, cool. Rodney picks up for us, and he will drop off at the post office for us, right? So he'll come as many times as we need him. He'll load his truck. Everything gets dropped off at the dock.
So that was him, just a brief clip. That was Darius Cooks talking about Rodney. So we're assuming that this is the same person. Rodney, and then there's another clip that Karma's a B shared in the exposed groups of I guess one of the shipments and one of the trips that Rodney had made there. This may be Rodney.
Because I don't want to get off the internet connection, but these are all of the items, all the skillets, all the pots, all the pressure cookers, all the everything that's on. This is the first trip on the way to the post.
So that's
I don't
maybe
want to get off the internet connection, but these are all of the items, all the skillets, all the pots, all the pressure cookers, all the everything that's on. This is the first trip on the way to the post.
Oh, that finger. Oh my God, that finger looks hideous, don't it? All ashy and rusty and crooked and grimy looking. Look like a flying monkey been chewing on that finger. So that was Darius Cooks when he was bragging about, you know, the shipments and all of that. That's all part of promotion as well. Some people don't even understand what would be happening to them. It's all psychological. Next poll question going out. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. I mean, I don't really have much more than that right now. Again, this is more overview. I'll do a little more of a deep dive as we move forward. I do believe that for the I know for the holiday season, we're going to see one of his biggest grifts yet. Why I say that? Because he's getting ready to escape to Bali, Indonesia. So he needs to do a cash grab. So he's going to definitely create some drama. He's probably already planning it out anyway. He plans his stuff out 3 months in advance, a quarter in advance. So I'm sure he's already planned out some of the drama that he's going to create. Probably already got the discount codes ready and everything. I might see my first ever discount code. I've never had a discount code. Can I get a discount code, Crooks, before you finally escape? Damn. What I got to do to get a discount code around here? So he's going to create a discount code. They're going 89% off. 300% off. Like, whatever. They're going to be happy to give him their last dollars with those Temu payment plans, and he's going to cash grab, and he ain't got no delivery person no more, and he going to use an excuse that USPS never picked up the packages, and they ain't going to be able to get in contact with him. Tammy probably already been let go, probably at this point. It's a mess, y'all. Then he gonna probably set the warehouse ablaze. We know he got a $4 million policy on the warehouse. He's planning a good. Why is he again? Ask your question. Ask yourself, why is Darius Cooks talking about moving to Bali like he can't fly back over here like he been doing? Why is he talking about it like I'm going forever? It's gonna be hard. It's so hard to say goodbye to my DX. Why is he acting like that? You claim you're rich, you done found the cheaper flights and everything. Why are you talking like you're never coming back? Are you never coming back? Are you pulling a Russell Simmons? Because it sounded like a Russell Simmons. We already know you are, but you're letting it out. But anyway, I didn't put the poll question out first yet. Nope. Here we go. Next poll question is, do you believe that Darius Cooks, oops, it's too long. Hold on, let me just do it this way. Do you believe that Darius Cooks fakes mental health episodes as a grift to manipulate his followers, to make excuses for bad behavior, makes excuses when he doesn't deliver on his services and goods, pull on their heartstrings so that he can continue to grift them? When he gets caught up with one grift, the way to get out of it and hit the reset button is to pawn off and claim that he's had a mental health challenge. Do you believe that Darius Cooks is using mental health as a grift? Do you? Again, credit to Karma's a bitch over on in the exposed group over on Facebook. Friends, you did your big one with this one. I didn't put this together. Now I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna put some more stuff together for us, but we're doing an overview tonight, which is long enough. Based on the hard work of Karma's a bitch on in the exposed group over on Facebook. This, I was like, bravo. I mean, I knew it, but the fact that you were able to pull the receipts and put it together, oh my God, friend, bravo. This is an epic one. This goes in the Darius Cooks Exposing Hall of Fame. So, what Karma did was pull the receipts of Darius Cooks using the mental health diagnosis of whatever on multiple occasions and medication taking on multiple occasions, claiming as if it was the first time each time. Starting in as early as 2017. Actually, I know it goes back further than that because I got the we ain't doing no deep dive. But y'all know I've read when he did the mental health thing when he scammed us in Chicago and ran off to New Jersey, and he did that Facebook post and talked about and I had a person who was a friend who said I should if I'm talking about taking my life, I should take it and start all over again because I fucked this one up. Remember that one? Remember that? That was back in 2012, I think. This is what we're starting at with this level of receipt. This from 2017. He been doing it that long. Actually, I learned even before that. I learned he was doing it when I knew him, but I didn't know he was doing it. He had been doing it with employers and everything. Faking mental health. He learned at a certain point that he could get away with it. That's an area that people is very sensitive. People don't like to go there with it. They don't want to, they're going to take you at your word if you're having a mental health crisis or whatever. So that's why he uses it. It's like his kryptonite. I got mental health. No, you can't say nothing now. I know I just scammed you and your whole family, but I got mental health issues. And people are like, damn. Anyway, so on July 7th of 2017, Darius Cooks writes in a Facebook post, I can't really remember exactly when it started. What I do remember is that we opened Greens and Gravy to a packed house. The entire opening week was a complete home run. Somewhere after that, I started to not feel my best. I felt sick, but I thought I'd just chill for a bit and let my body repair itself. On the 6th day of just laying in the bed all day and not eating, now you know that's a lie. Now y'all know. Come on. Crooks, you had me a little bit because I was like, I kind of remember some pieces of this story until you said not eat. Now we know. Boy, you can't even open your eyes without putting something in your mouth. Get out of here. Anyway, He goes on to say, I felt sick, but I thought I'd chill for a bit. Get your violins in the chat, please. Violins in the chat. I felt sick, but I thought I'd just chill for a bit and let my body repair itself. On the 6th day of just laying in the bed all day, not eating, I felt, maybe he meant not eating every 30 minutes or every 15 minutes. Maybe he had mood to say every hour. On the 6th day of just laying in my bed all day and not eating, I figured I'd better go see a doctor. When I got there, my temperature was 104 degrees. I had chills and I was sweating. Something wasn't right. They treated me, gave me a prescription, and sent me on my way. 2 more days later, I still didn't have the energy or the urge to get out of bed. That's when my doctor referred me to another doctor who saw me. After her initial review, she referred me to one more doctor. After a series of questions and some tests, I was diagnosed with acute depression and anxiety. The diagnosis was and still is. Next slide. Hold on. Y'all know I got to do it in 2 places. Scary, but I had some solace in knowing the root cause and that there was hope in yet another prescription. I'm not sure how I got here. That's for the therapist to help me work through. But the psychiatrist I saw ensures me that I'll eventually start feeling normal again. If not, we can increase the dosage and the antidepressants. I feel good, not great, but good. I've been absent from everything related to food because I just didn't have the desire or passion anymore. That's starting to subside and the creative juices are starting to flow again. I'm still taking it slow. I don't know what healing looks like. In patients who experience behavioral changes, there are different paths to being whole again. I do know that working 7 days a week, flying across the country, pouring myself out, and not getting refilled isn't the way to go. For those who've been following the journey, hold on, more grifting ahead of us. You can attest, is that up yet? You can attest, I quit my job in 2015, and I've been full steam ahead without much of a break since March of 2015. That's all I've known. The reality is I just can't no longer live like that. It's put me in a dark place that I don't ever want to be in again. In this business, it's important to be whole because you just can't give, create, or produce in excellence if you're not settled. I don't have all the answers yet, but I do know this. Greens and Gravy, my first restaurant, will not be closing. That's a lie. That was in 2017. By 2020, it was defunct. I have a very keen and savvy management team. Now he blames them and says, they was not good. They suck. Ain't no good employees in Atlanta. That's why I'll never open another restaurant again. This is the problem with the internet. It don't forget. It don't forget. It don't forget. I have a very keen and savvy management team that is handling my daily operations, and they're doing it with grace and poise. I'm so proud of them until I'm not. I will no longer be traveling to conduct Dining with Darius Cooks. We know that changed too. For the ticket holders, thank you so much, Karma's a B for this. This is what I'm talking about. This is a goddamn home run. Again, I hadn't read this yet. Ooh, y'all. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Darius Cooks, remember, he's claimed that he's never canceled Darius Dining with Darius Cooks events. He's claimed that he's never stopped doing his business for any mental health reasons whatsoever. And because when Jeremy had his mental health issues, he said Jeremy is a horrible person. He's not a good business person. And this was Darius Cooks' words. If I ever did to y'all what Jeremy has said about not doing my business, talking about some mental health issues, y'all wouldn't even be following me if I ever did that. This thing on? Is this thing on? Hashtag dining with Darius Cooks. For ticket holders, you will be made whole. There are a lot of you. Please give me time to email everyone and deal with the communication of it all. I realize some cities have been sold out for over a year. This girl is such a liar. It is so ridiculous. Why? Why live this way? And so publicly. This is how blatant he is with his lies. Y'all gonna have to hold on a minute because I didn't pull a clip in because I didn't have time, but I gotta look for it while we here. Because I want y'all to see the level of deception. That's what I need to retitle this thumbnail, deception. Actually, because it does apply to both them, him and Christian. Deception. I would never do that to y'all. I already knew it when I'm like, this girl is lying to them right now. But they don't know this stuff. A lot of them came after this stuff. They came in 2021 and after. They don't know he blatantly lied. And this is all those people that we've been talking about for years that never got their Dining with Darius Cooks refunds from when he canceled the entire tour. I've been telling y'all that for years. I just didn't have this receipt. But karma is a B, and it is, but the user who uses that name found this. Because the internet never forgets. This is why it helps to have a whole exposing coalition. Because what one don't do, the other can do, and we help each other out. We get to work. Oh, I love y'all for this. Oh, my God. Chef's kiss for this one. Please accept my apology for having to cancel. I do understand. Now, why is he gonna say he canceled? I mean, he just went to a whole diatribe about mental health and protecting himself and how he ain't been feeling himself. And that's fine. Real life happens to people. That ain't reading. I ain't been on here on YouTube because my own stuff. I've been on Patreon though. That's why you got to join Patreon if you like. Well, I hate when you disappear. Get your ass on Patreon. You'll be seeing me more often. Anyway, what kind of promotion is that? Join Patreon though. Patreon.com /IAmVellB. Put it at the bottom. Let's scroll across. Is this it? Where is it? It's Friday night. There we go. I gotta fix this. Too much stuff happening. And don't forget to donate. Let's keep that. The money more important. Join Patreon though. Anyway, please accept my apologies for having to cancel. I do understand the refund process has taken longer than normal for some. That's because you're not refunding. That's because you're floating money like you're doing with the delivery driver that wants you to pay him in 7 days. What multi-millionaire can't pay somebody in 7 days? Why he can't? I was even thinking of this as I was pulling the show together when I saw bits and pieces. He's supposedly running a multi-million-dollar company. He's also moving into a different country. He has allegedly will have someone operating and running. He would have to have someone running his warehouse, correct? Why is he such a control freak and a narcissist? And this is where you should start to think like something wrong with him. How you gonna control every bit of the business? Like you can't control what's happening in the warehouse from a different country, meaning the day-to-day. Why not trust your manager, the person who's been running and getting these shipments out, with a little credit card? Put on the Amex, so you can do that. Put on the Amex, give a little small credit limit, $1,000 or something like that, and you can easily track what's being spent and allow her to be able to then pay the delivery driver and whatever else might need to be paid. And you easily reconcile that every month. I mean, you'll see the charges coming through in real time. That's what a normal business. And I ain't saying, oh, give all the me. I would have a business manager by that point. As rich as he claims to be, as successful as he claims to be, as many hats as he claims he's wearing, you need a business manager at a point. I, at the very least, if it was a real life situation, because I know she's smoking mirrors, all that ain't real. But if it was a real life situation that she claims to be and I was in it, I would have definitely had a business manager by now. You meet with your business manager. I've worked in corporate America. The organization I worked for, there was not only one person. It wasn't only the CEO that could spend money. The CEO didn't even reconcile what we were spending in our departments. That's how you grow, though. They should already know something wrong with that. That don't make sense, huh? You controlling everything? That's because he don't trust nobody because he a thief. And he's so much of a thief, he think everybody else has a thieving mind like himself. That's what that is. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You think everyone is as untrustworthy as you are. He's always looking for the come up. He's always trying to get over on people. He's always scheming and scamming. So he think we all operate. That's how we fell out as friends with the business. Remember his version of the story. They thought they were going to get me. I got them before they got me. No, girl, nobody was thinking like that. Me and the other person still friends because we ain't never tried to get each other. We've been in other businesses together. We never tried to get each other. That's how you operate. Anyway, Darius Cooks goes on in 2017 when he canceled a ton of Dining with Darius Cooks, a whole year worth of Dining with Darius Cooks. I think it was a whole season of Dining with Darius Cooks events. This is his message. Please accept my apologies for having to cancel. I do understand the refund process has taken longer than normal for some, but for those who have received refunds, they can attest the refunds are coming. This is how he operates. I guarantee you he gave refunds to his diehard. He gave me my refund. Yes, because he saw your name on the list and was like, this one gets done, that one, not that, not those 40, not these 20. Oh, here's Breon, she get a refund. Here's Crystal, her refund. Here's Tracy, her refund. That's how he do it. He admitted to it one day in a live where he says, oh, I know who everyone is and how many times you've ordered. My people get taken care of. He literally picks. So then I've been ordering with him for 7 years. I get everything I ordered. Yeah, you do. Don't mean everybody else is getting it. You happen to be a favored hag. Congratulations. He's still a scammer, though. It's still a Ponzi scheme. That's how Ponzi schemes work. Ponzi schemes, when they have their people who invest the most and are the most loyal, they make sure they get their money first. It's the people on the low tiers, the low rung at the bottom. Those are the people who get screwed. The one who just found them on the internet on TikTok and ordered a crock pot or a dildo for the first time. Those are the people who get scammed. But you like, I've been watching him for 10 years since I'm from Periscope. I'm a Periscope hag. We get everything. He ain't non-loyal. He always follow through. Because you made it into the inner cult circle. You special to the scammer. That's all. That's all that means. You special to him, yeah, because you enable him. That's really not a good thing. I know you think it is. You're like, I'm in the inner circle, but I'm an enabler, Master like me, he be saying my name sometime in the chat, I'm a part of the chat group where we, put a bunch of posts in there about people and dox people for him, Congratulations, you're a special hag. He says the cookbooks are in stock. Look at him trying to sell most stuff. I understand we sold upwards of 1,000 cookbooks during the last sale a few weeks ago. Look, then just totally like, and I'm done with the Dining with Darius Cooks events. It's about me, my mental health. Screw you. I also sold 1,000 cookbooks, and they still on sale if you want some more. This is how she operates. It's all about the money. Why they don't see this? I don't know. It's blatantly clear to me. Is it blatantly clear to some of y'all? Cookbooks are in stock. I understand we sold upwards of 1,000 cookbooks during the last sale a few weeks ago. Some of those cookbooks were damaged due to the Georgia rain and the lack of care by USPS. Blaming the post office. Last I checked, the post office got ceilings. But what I do know is you used to keep stuff outside your house, boxes and all that stuff. People got pictures of it. They got damaged at his house and he still shipped them. You got to keep in mind, during this time, he was shipping cookbooks from his house out of his garage and stuff. He was packing them in his house and in the garage and all of that. And they would be on pallets. And sometimes he wouldn't have enough space left in the garage. And they get pushed outside of his garage, waiting on USPS to pick them up. Maybe it rained that day before the truck arrived. He's like, still take that old soggy ass pallet and sell it to these hags. Get them out of my face. Some of them just going to take whatever I give them. It's fine. The ones on the bottom might be a little drier. Let's take a chance. That's how he operates. Some of those books were damaged due to the Georgia rain and the lack of care by USPS. How many times do we get soggy mail? Because I ain't never got no soggy mail. I ain't saying it don't never happen, but it's not very likely that we just getting soggy mail. Just reply to your confirmation email and I'll give you info on the next steps. But you have to have photos of any damages. There's a new cookbook in the works. Look at her, advertiser. Also, my YouTube audience can expect a revamp to the channel, which includes new video tutorials and a bevy of all new recipes. I thought you was tired. I thought you were no longer yourself. You were a shell of yourself. You just like, I don't feel like seeing y'all and being bothered with y'all with these diarrhea tours. You'll get your money back maybe. Goodbye. I don't really want to interact with y'all face to face. I want to just send you cookbooks and get on YouTube. You so worn out. You're talking about how you're learning you got to do more for yourself and slow down and blah, blah, blah. And then you go into a whole bevy of new business ventures or business ventures that are thriving and continuing. You go into a whole 2 paragraphs of advertising. This can't be real. It's real, though. It's real. Also, the YouTube channel, a YouTube audience can expect a revamp to the channel, which includes new video tutorials and a bevy of all new recipes. All of my live stream viewers, I'm coming back. I thought you was tired. How you getting back on live? I've been more active on Periscope, and I'll be back on Facebook and IG soon, cooking live. I promise. She did keep that promise, though. That girl, she ain't been able to stay off since 2017, I guess. I wasn't paying no attention back then. Y'all let me know. Ooh. Oh, let me find this video before I forget. Hold on now. Y'all got to be patient with me. I hope it don't take us long. And I don't necessarily be able to, this way it'd be great to have a moderator with the comments, because then I can multitask a little bit. Okay, so let me see. What I'm going to try to pull for y'all is when he was talking about Jeremy. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully I'll be able to find it quick. I'm trying to think, should I try my drives first? Let me try my drives. We'll go to Crooks. Oh, this thing gonna be slow, ain't it? I'm gonna do, okay, here it is. And then we go to our drama tracker. Yes, I have a drama tracker. I have a file called drama Darius Cooks drama tracker. And it's a lot of them here, y'all. Okay, now let me think. That would be the Three Kings tour. Y'all, I've had to create a whole, so if y'all knew what's going on here. Okay, then it was, ooh, now this is where it gets more complicated. Oh, this might be it. Look at God. Is this it? I think this is it, because I just did. Oh, it's 2 of them here. Okay, so it's one of them is extended. So I think the extended. Let's go with the extended one. It's 20 minutes though. Is this it? I think this is it though.
You have to be concerned about, right? You got customers that you have to deal with, right? A lot of that, all that goes together. I'm sorry. Just telling me.
Okay, so just in case some of y'all lost or came in late and you're like, well, what you playing, Vel? I'm lost. So we just read that whole diatribe of Darius Cooks back in July of 2017. This is why I told you I wanted to do a deep dive on this. July 7th of 2017 with his alleged first mental health. Well, this was not the first. This was not the first. The first was the Cupcake Gallery scam in Chicago. That's where he did that Facebook post. I just don't have it handy, but that's the first. So technically, I think this is the second. So we got 2012, now 2017. And this is Darius Cooks when he opened the Greens and Gravy restaurant and he was saying how stressed out he was, et cetera, et cetera. He ended up having to see doctors. Now he got medication. And so much so that he had to end the Dining with Diarrhea tour indefinitely. Now we fast forward. This was in 2017. Fast forward to 2021. Jeremy had whatever his issues were. We know why he got out of the Three Kings tour. It was toxic. It was a lot of chaos going on. None of us are blamed. Well, that's not true. Some of y'all are. Some of y'all are D-hivers and you're blaming Jeremy. But those of us over here with critical thinking skills and the third eye and all that, we know that Darius Cooks was already planning on canceling the Three Kings tour prior to Jeremy quitting. However, Jeremy quit before Darius Cooks completely, ended it. Then Darius Cooks flipped the narrative to make it Jeremy's fault of why he wasn't going to be continuing the Three Kings tour that never started, never even had a one event. Now, this particular day, he's in his car and he's laying it on even more because now he's gotten into being a victim mode. I wasted $30,000 and he quit and he wasn't a strong person. And then he goes on to dragging Jeremy about having mental health issues and being a horrible businessman because he couldn't man up and power through his mental illness, situations.
I'm going through something mental and you're a social media influencer. I can't hear it. I can't hear it. I'm so sorry. I can't hear it. That's what this is. Look at anybody that's popping on social media. Anybody full of hate. Full of hate. You could say the right thing. Tabitha Brown. They hate her. Half lover, half hater. Miss Netta. Half lover, half hate. It don't matter. It's social media. That's what happened on.
Tabitha Brown does not have a hate train or exposing group like Darius Cooks. Now, Miss Netta, she been doing some toxic scamming type level stuff herself. So that's why she got it. He is not on the level of Tabitha Brown, and Tabitha Brown don't have the controversy he has. It's not the same. Even Keith Lee got his stuff because people don't like always his critiques, but it still ain't the same as Darius Cooks. They are not the same. But you see him like, oh, mental health stuff, I ain't trying to hear it. I wish I remembered the exact timestamp because we ain't trying to do this 20 minutes. Let me pull in that short one first, just in case. Hopefully it takes me right back to that same drive. I think it does. Please don't have me hunting. Yes, good. Let me see if this shorter one, I think the shorter one might have exactly the piece I want. Oh, come on, drive, taking all day. This is just crazy. Such a contradiction. This is a short one. This might be it. Hopefully, it's only a minute and 19 seconds. So hopefully this is it.
Going to do something as a fully functioning adult as a part of a team and then decides to walk away. As a mature adult, if there is something that you say you are going to do as a mature adult, you have to think that thing through very carefully before you agree to do it. And unfortunately, that wasn't done. And listen, I understand that the man has some mental stuff going on. I understand he is not strong enough for the attacks. I get all that. But this could have been handled differently. I don't care about a breakdown. I don't have the luxury to break down. I have employees that work for me. I don't have the luxury of going somewhere and not showing up to do what I've been called to do. I don't have that luxury. I have employees who depend on me. I have employees who have kids who depend on me. I have employees who have families who have to feed their families. When you decide to put on the gloves and play in this ring, in this arena, walking away And not accepting responsibility no longer becomes an option. If you are going to walk away when things get tough, don't be a leader, go get a job. Let somebody else lead who is not going to walk away when things get tough. I'm sorry. I have no room.
Exactly. He has no room. No room to talk about nobody else's mental health affecting their abilities to run their businesses and stick with their commitments. Then recreated the whole narrative like he's always been on it. He's never had a mental health issue. He's never canceled anything or stopped doing any of his business functions for his mental health. Jeremy is weak. Jeremy's a horrible person. And who are these employees and families that are relying on him? Because last I checked, everybody was a 1099, the contractors. And ain't nobody around but Tammy. And maybe, I don't know, what's her name? Crystal? Do Crystal work at the warehouse still? Because she was working there sometimes too. Moving on, let's get this over with. These were posts from people during that time. Because they weren't getting their refunds from this Dining with Diarrhea tour in 2017. So this person said, so when should my fiance expect a refund? Is there a link we should be pursuing or seeing? Please let us know as soon as possible. Did you get your refund, person? This person obviously knew Darius Cooks. Darius is full of ish. He has been on a few vacations. If you go back and look through his timeline, he's gotten where he wants to be now. Damn everyone else. But karma, it's still coming. Some of y'all, like, where's karma? Where's karma? Where's karma? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It comes. Comes when it's ready, though. This person then says, I hope the people get their money back. Last minute cancellations are not the fault of the consumers, regardless of whom is I guess on their deathbed. That don't mean nothing to Crooks. I mean, look at all that he said, the whole diatribe. Well, this is all of this. Never once did he say this. All that was one post about his mental health, and then, oh yeah, by the way, I canceled, and y'all will get y'all refunds. It might take a while, but it happens when it happens. It takes a little longer now. Oh, by the way, I got cookbooks, and I'm gonna be on live more and all that. I got new ways that I'm gonna be griff off y'all that don't require as much from me. Then he re-upped the Dining with Darius Cooks event because of the fact that he knew he made money with it previously, and he no longer had the restaurants. So again, he had to return to a grift to get money, quick money. Why nobody's seeing the grifting happening? The Dining with Darius Cooks events, he hated them. He stopped doing them when he opened the restaurant. He like, nah, I ain't got to deal with y'all. I got employees and people who will cook the food for you. Then he had to re-up and go back to the Dining with Darius Cooks events. That's not a successful business person. That sounds like a Donald Trump with the casinos. They had to be demolished. Contractors unpaid. He do that too. Crooks do that too. Anyway, y'all, we ain't got all night for all this. Let's move on. Then, the thing on. Then, oh, I didn't mean to quit that so quick. Then we have other post. Years later, 3 years later, Darius Cooks talking about it like it's never happened before. It's new. Because it's a new grift he trying to cover up. He acting like in 2017, he didn't send a post. February 5th of 2020, Darius Cooks says, had a full mental exam done today. Oh, I forgot to say this part too. I don't want to move on too quick. Anyone who's gone to therapy, and I am a person who is an advocate of therapy. I go to therapy. I have gone to therapy on and off for well over 50. Actually, I knew Darius Cooks when I was originally in therapy. And it wasn't because of him. But I when Darius Cooks was scamming us with the food truck, and my old therapist had to remind me of that. in 2021 when I started talking about him. She was like, "Oh, that's the guy with the food truck. I remember when that was." I was like, "Damn, you were around through that drama." I've had therapists since way back then. And what I can tell you, with all the stuff that I've been through without doxing my medical history, I ain't never had no doctor. I meet with them once and they send me to another. I meet with them once and they send me to another. Huh? And then throwing medicine at you the day one. What? You get prescriptions, you get medicine, you get pills. Like, I've had multiple therapists. I've had some experience, and you really want to get to know you and get to understand. And they have one meeting, they send you somewhere else, and they send you somewhere. And I understand psychologists and psychiatrists, and one can prescribe and one can't. And I understand that stuff. But this is the way he talking about. He had went to 3. And then they doing some huge workup on him, and they getting instant answers. It took the new therapist I got, I don't know, we've been together at least over a year, maybe going on 2. She's still trying to figure me out. And the first one took about 15 years of therapy on and off. And then when I was ready to leave, she was like, "I feel like we just got to the point where we making headway." I was like, I need somebody who black. I had to keep it real because she wasn't getting it. I was like, I need someone younger and black. Sorry. You don't understand what social media is. I'm telling you stuff and you're like, huh? What is that? I told you I have a god brother. You ain't know what that was. I was like, oh, hell no. That was after years. I was like, yeah, she don't know what a god brother is. I had to break that down. And many other, why am I talking? This is not Patreon. Oops. I'll be forgetting. See, I spent so much time on Patreon, I'll be forgetting. Anyway, the way he described it, I'm like, that just don't sound right. But that was back in 2017 how he described it. So now let's see how he describes a new situation, because I guess he gets to hit the reset button on his mental, like it never happened. So February 5th of 2020, he says, had a full mental exam done today by my psychiatrist. The results, acute depression and anxiety. Didn't you have that same diagnosis in 2017? He gave me a cocktail of meds that's supposed to get the chemical imbalance back on track. My question is this: how long before this Ambien knocks me out? P.S. Please take your mental health seriously. No need to be out there suffering internally when the doctors can literally work a miracle to make you feel so much better. That ain't hard work. That ain't hard work. I've been through it. That ain't hard work. There ain't no magic pills out here. Ain't no magic pills out here. You got to do the work. The pills can help. I'm one that I don't care for the pills. I ain't like them. Pills can help, but you got to do the work. That's why this girl delusional like she still is, because she ain't never did the work. She's sitting here with pills. This was 3 days after what I just read, y'all. She posting the pills in her hand, the medicine box. How we know? Some of y'all might even know. Are those high cholesterol pills? Are those the ones connected to the mommy makeover surgeries? You know, you had to take certain pills to heal your body or whatever. Could y'all let me know what them pills really look like? This is for stunts and shows. I just told y'all I've been going to therapy for 2 decades, I guess, or something close to it. I ain't never once put no pills in my hand. I ain't never once put no diagnoses on no post. That's because it ain't real. All right, well, let's keep going, though. That ain't it. We ain't done. We is not done. Then we have just the same one. Just put that back up, right? Yep. The next one. Again, in 2021, about this Deliverance movie. I was diagnosed. oh, hell, I got the wrong one up. What? Wait, did I skip on y'all? Oh, I might have them out of order. Oh, maybe this one didn't make it. Hold on. Oh, no, here it is. It's out of order. About this Deliverance movie. This is in 2021. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety in 2021. As a result, what happened in 2017? That was the first time, right? right? When you opened up the Greens and Gravy, you told us in 2017. Then you told us again in, what was that, 2020? What was the one I just read? In 2020. In February of 2020. We done went from, what was the first? I ain't finna keep flipping through. But 2017, you said first time, oh, the restaurant, oh, it was too much. I wasn't living for myself. Oh, I got to cancel the diner with Darius. You do that. Then we fast forward to 2020. 3 years later, you're like, oh, it was the first time. I finally got some help. Now we're in 2021. You're like, I decided to get some help for myself. And I got diagnosed with, how many times you got to get diagnosed with the same thing? Something ain't right. Are you lying? You lying. You lying. You lying. You ain't never got diagnosed. We know you need to. You ain't never got, and it ain't depression. It's psychosis. It's psychosis, schizophrenia, something going on. Bipolar, schizophrenia, sociopath. That's what this is. Anyway, so Darius Cooks again in 2021. We're on the third first diagnosis. If you can follow that. The third time he's being diagnosed for the first time with depression and anxiety. He must have looked that up at a point, and now he just used that whole narrative. I've never defined my stuff as depression and anxiety. Anyway, about this Deliverance movie. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety in 2021 and 2027 and 2020. I'm sorry, y'all. I know some of y'all get irritated with all my interruptions, but I'm sorry. Let me get to, I'm gonna start over from the beginning. I'm not stopping until we get through it. I can't promise though. This shit is funny. I can't promise. And I haven't read it all the way through. The first time I'm reading it through. I like to give y'all my live reaction. So I kind of know the context and I just screenshot it and pull it in the show. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety in 2021. As a result, I see both a therapist and psychiatrist. I take an antidepressant daily. Anything that triggers me is completely off limits. Y'all enjoy the movie. I'm good, love. P.S. Depression doesn't mean something is wrong or that you're sad. It's a result of a chemical imbalance, and medication helps to regulate those chemicals. She does stick with that same narrative, though. Must have saw that somewhere. Then I think these might be a little bit out of order, but let's see what is one. This one here, right? Yep. Then we have in 2020, we're jumping back a little bit. I didn't have these in order. February 7, 2020, because you know this is clicks and views, so you got to take advantage of it. Listen, that little Ambien pill is like magic. The sleep you get from it is downright amazing. Yawns. Good morning. So this was before he started chugging edibles every night in order to calm his mind, to have some level of peace, so he could survive all the karma in his thoughts. So back then he was trying Ambien. Then he moved over to edibles. And now he microdose. Not only do he take them at night, but he microdoses them through the day too. That's how the devil gets you. Next thing you know, you anyway. Meth. Meth is meth next. You deserve it if it is. Anyway, so April 27th of 2020, he then says, I'm getting old. I just realized the past week I've been taking Ambien each night instead of my thyroid medication. I didn't even know, this is an ignorant statement, but I didn't know men had thyroid. I thought that was a woman thing. Is it? That would explain some things. Then, oh Lord, here goes another lie. I'm sorry, y'all, because again, we're doing overview, so I didn't, and I was rushing so I wouldn't come to y'all at 1 a.m. It's about to be 1 a.m. Central. So these are a little out of order, but what I see here, no, this part ain't out of order. He talks about taking Ambien for the first time. Well, they are out of order in my notes. I'm noticing what I'm doing. He talks about Ambien on April 27th of 2020. He talks about how the first time was in February. February 7th of 2020 was the first time he talked about Ambien, like it's a magic pill. Then he went to April 27th. He posted again, April 27th of 2020, about him taking Ambien each night instead of his thyroid medication. Then we fast forward to what I have on the screen here. January 7th of 2022, he says, first night taking Ambien, 10 milligrams. Let's see, ... But you had already posted back in February 7th of 2020 to be exact. Where is it, y'all? Is this it? February 7th of 2020, you had posted that you were taking it already. Then you talked about it again in April of that same year, saying you realized you was taking the Ambien instead of the thyroid medication. Then all of a sudden, 2 years later, you talking about you taking it for the first time, and you trying to see how it's gonna work? Why lie? What, you ain't got a lot to kick it, Craig? Why you lying? Why, Sway? Huh? This is truly a sign of somebody thinking they got a lie to kick it. That's a lie, pathological lie. I've been telling y'all this. And thanks to Karma's a B over there on Exposed Group, then put this one together. I mean, y'all, I've showed y'all stuff before, but this is like really blatant. This is undeniable. This is like, what is this? This also shows you what I always be saying about him creating narratives, just clicks and views, just saying whatever. Also, and this is the part I was thinking when I was like, ooh, if I could had time to really put it together. How he always calling them stupid and saying they believe any goddamn thing somebody tell them. That's why he say that. That's why he say that. Because he can do this and this and this and say this and say that and say that and say that and say this and say this and say that and say this and say that and do that and say that and do this and look like this. He can do all of that. And they still be like, why he over there? They'll be lying on Crooks. He lying. He unhappy with himself. And he jealous of your success. And he really wanted to be with you. Although he dumped you when you was a fat slob with 3 inches of sadness. But he wants you. He's just jealous. And he like, yeah, he jealous, you stupid hags. Because I can show you all of this and say this for all the years you've been following me on Patreon, on Instagram, on Facebook. I can actually scam your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousin. But as long as you got your order, you still like, y'all just don't understand. He a black man trying to make it and y'all pull him down. But he rich now because y'all hate us and God got him. Shame on you. All of you. Y'all gonna deny this too or ignore it. The mugshot. We just did the mugshot a few months ago. Y'all made excuses for that. Craziness. Police report. He lied. Where the police report? Ain't no police report. Pull out the police report years later. Just ignore it. Well, what had happened was they just did the process. They processed you. Yeah, he told me come with him. You know, I just had to go through the process. And, yeah, he took a picture of me and stuff, but you said you had no mugshot. You said you had never been arrested. You said there was no police report. You said prove it. You said they so dumb they believe everything people tell them. No, they so dumb they believe everything you tell them. Because when we tell them stuff with solid receipts, they go with your narrative. It's fine. What's this last one say? January 8th of 2022. Took 10 milligrams of Ambien for the first time. Damn, didn't you say the first time on January 7th? How you take it for the first time on the 7th and the 8th? The 7th and 8th. Damn, girl, you slipping here. This is real sloppy. But again, you say they dumb and they believe everything. So I get it. Why put in the work if you ain't got to? A day later, he like, yeah, I'm took it for the first time. I'm awake. Next time I'll take off my clothes before going to bed. Got a solid 7 hours of sleep. Don't feel terribly groggy. Some said I do have a slight headache. Overall, not a bad experience. For the first time in almost 2 years, I slept without indica edibles. Overall, I feel pretty refreshed. And I just checked my Amazon purchases. And I didn't place any orders, LOL. So he'd be delusional at night, placing orders and stuff, and ain't no telling what other satanic things he'd be getting into. Mental health grift, the one I've been telling y'all about, has now been partially broken down and reviewed, partially. Because again, we got so much more. This same person that said this about Jeremy.
Going to do something as a fully functioning adult, as a part of a team, and then decides to walk away. That, as a mature adult, if there is something that you say you are going to do as a mature adult, you have to think that thing through very carefully before you agree to do it. And unfortunately, that wasn't done. And listen, I understand that the man has some mental stuff going on. I understand he is not strong enough for the attacks. I get all that. But this could have been handled differently. I don't care about a breakdown. I don't have the luxury to break down. I have employees that work for me. I don't have the luxury of going somewhere and not showing up to do what I've been called to do. I don't have that luxury. I have employees who depend on me. I have employees who have kids who depend on me. I have employees who have families who have to feed their families. When you decide to put on the gloves and play in this ring, in this arena, walking away and not accepting responsibility no longer becomes an option. If you are going to walk away when things get tough, don't be a leader, go get a job. Let somebody else lead who is not going to walk away when things get tough. I'm sorry. I have no room.
I mean, sometimes it's like I'm watching, I'm like, is this real life? Like, I'm sometimes lost, like, I think there's an alternate universe or something. Something's not right. How can someone be so blatantly, like, lying and things not matching up and all this going on? That's all we got for that for today. Y'all know we ain't done. Oh, y'all know we ain't done. And there's more coming down the pike. I ain't gonna even give no clues, but there's more going down the pike. Coming down the pike. I think we're gonna have a really good fall this year. I think Christmas might actually come early. Just a reminder, narcissists will always be more concerned with appearing good or innocent in the outside world rather than actually being a good person who does good things behind closed doors. That's what makes them so dangerous as a friend, partner, or internet culinary influencer. I added that part. Also, another clip, I saw this earlier, and I was like, my God, this is spot on for where I thought the show might go today. Like, even what I had in mind. Well, really, this is what I had in mind. I just thought I was going to be able to dig even deeper than we did. We going deeper. Hold on to your horses. Right. Terry Bland said, we being punked. That's what it feels like. You just worded it perfectly. I feel like I'm being punked. Like, this can't be real life. I shouldn't even have to be explained. Everybody should be like, this joke, this grifter, this, and that's not what's happening. It's not what's happening. And the other piece, this aligns with that. The fact that some people, he rich though. He able to open a restaurant or build a restaurant in Bali where he gonna be overspending money and they still gonna scam him, but he able to do it. He's running successful businesses, even though they all closed. When you really look at the track record, it's like Donald Trump. Every business has really failed, but we ain't paying attention to that because he say he rich, and he show us stuff, and he show us when he vlogging, and he go to a lot of restaurants, He rich though. Show me your wallet, He meet him at the bank, They doing all that. Why? Because what they don't understand is that blessings can also come from the devil.
People get blessed with money, though. We think them blessings come from God. The devil could bless you, too.
You can.
The devil could bless you, too. So when people get blessed, and they like, man, I want to thank God, man, stop throwing that on God, man. God ain't blessing you for that ignorance, for that foolishness that you perpetuate.
Right.
That's the devil blessing you. And now you think because you're elevating, elevating don't mean that you are living a godly life. Mm-hmm. So the devil blessing people got people confused, like, man, I'm out here winning, but your soul is dying.
Can I get an amen? I mean, that was worded perfectly. Just because you elevate don't mean God is involved in that. The devil will bless people too. The problem is it don't last, and they will be paying for it on the other end. Trust it. Trust. Many times the devil will elevate people just so he can get a good old laugh when he snatches it all away. That's how the devil operates. That's why you can't make deals with the devil. Some people, what they say, hard head makes a soft. All right, we're gonna do a few. That's all I got for y'all today. 2.5 hours. Okay, that's not too bad. Let me see. I do want to do some comments. I wasn't able to start as I was going. So working. Thank you, Latanya K is saying post office would have replied to the recipient, not the supplier. I know these are the things where we like, are we being punked? I mean, it's unheard of. He needs money for his restaurant hut. He's scrambling. Yes, 100%. She was able to retrieve package. I don't know. When someone I know bragged about her DC cookware, I told her she overpaid. She didn't care, and I said she's hooked on a crook. Yeah, many of them feel that way. It's literally it's a cult. It is truly a cult. Most cults have tithes and offerings, just like a legitimate church, and so they operate the same way. Them buying the crock pots and dildos is a part of them paying their tithes, and some of them understand that, and they're good with it and they don't care. Thank you so much, Sock Snob and Full Smith, for your Cash Apps, friends. I appreciate y'all greatly for that. Thank y'all. Y'all blessing a brother. I appreciate it. Also, let's see. I'm gonna do a couple more. Here we go. We'll get with the mothball smell suit, right? Thank you, Vel. Thank you, Courtney. Good to see you, friend. I missed you when I wasn't showing up. Wasn't that you wasn't showing up? I wasn't showing up over here. Oh my God, that popped up on my screen, and I think that's crazy. Yeah, violins and all that. Yeah, it's hard for me to go back through the chat when I wasn't starting as we went on. But anyway, I thank you all for hanging with me this evening. We will be back next week. We will be back. My brother got his groove going again. We hope to maintain it for quite a while. But I will have some more epic shows for you next week. I don't plan on going live so late next week. Oh, actually, I got plans and stuff too. Join the I just thought about I'm overcommitted. No, but we will be live next week. But join Telegram. That's where you'll be able to get notifications of when I'm going live, and you'll also be able to interact with our fellow fellowship VPO in various chat groups, or you can just join the one where you only receive messages from me with the notifications. You can scan the QR code on your screen, or join at VellNito VIP. I was scanning. That's what I was doing. Oh yeah, we might be good to like next Thursday. So I might Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday looks like we're gonna be good next week. The week Thursday, Friday, probably a no-go next week. But anyway, thank all of you for viewing. Please hit that like button if you haven't. I forgot to ask. Hit that like button if you haven't. Yeah, we're about 100 likes short. And whether you're watching on a replay or watching live, please hit that like button. I will be putting timestamps and all that good stuff and chopping this up into other videos. But with that, until next time, y'all enjoy y'all weekend and make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.